guys? This is Anthony Anthem, a.k.a. Black Fabio, a.k.a. The Midnight Marauder, a.k.a. Pentacon Jr. Negrito, a.k.a. Velveteen Dreams, Worst Nightmare, Eat Your Heart Out. we got our special guest today. Would you like to state your name, concern?
Hey, my name is Walter Fulbright. I'm one of the owners of Journey Pro and a two-time guest on the Delivery Bros podcast. Thank you very much.
Two-time champ.
Thank you, yes sir, yes sir.
Two times.
Two times. Yep. I'm only 3 more times till I get to be Booker T.
Sucker. Okay, I'm done.
Yep. All right, we got our Booker T reference in. That's it. Go ahead and cut it.
All right, that was it.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
We went so hard, we hit you with the Harlem Hangover.
Yep. Hey, man, I've worked for WWE as much as Stevie Ray did, so apparently I can be in their Hall of Fame without ever having worked for that company.
At all.
Yeah, no, not at all. Never once.
See, you're just like, shoot, I'm doing my own thing right now.
Yeah, hey, man, that's it's a weird math problem. We don't know how that worked out, but hey, man, how you been doing? How's your life treating you?
Man, life is treating me all right, man. I can't complain. Just trying to make moves. Some are being spoken in action, and some are being spoken in secret. You know what I'm saying? Well,
I'm going to tell you, because you guys can't see this because this is an audio format, but every piece of equipment on my my den table here is different from the last time we did this, except for that laptop.
Oh, yeah.
I think that laptop's the same, but every other piece of equipment is new. It is the new and improved. So my voice sounds like, man, that guy's voice sounds just got a little bit of extra bass, a little bit of nice sound to it. That's because of this beautiful equipment you have here. It's looking real nice now.
Working hard, man. Just trying to make this possible. So I appreciate the compliment on the equipment. So thank you. Sincerely.
That could be taken. I hope that the first thing somebody didn't hear was that I was okay. Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get back to that again. See, it didn't
really,
take that
Walter?
long for me to. Yeah.
Really, Walt?
I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. That was I dragged that there.
This is a fucking wholesome podcast, sir.
It is. I've really listened to a few of these episodes, so I know that's not the case.
Yeah, that's true.
I know that's not the case. I've done my prep work. I'm ready for the tone of what you're gonna bring to me. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I am a wholesome podcaster, just trying to make something wholesome for the family. 16 plus.
Yes. Kind of like Journey Pro Wrestling, which is also 18 plus.
Yeah, let's go with 18 plus on that one.
Yeah, make it 18 plus.
Yeah, we're gonna
16 plus in Kansas.
So, my dude. Okay, so in my last interview, I had one of your colleagues on the show. I'm talking about Mr. Dirt Dabbler himself, a.k.a. Kit Allen.
How come? Why does he get nicknames? Why does he get 2 nicknames? What do I get?
I mean, you never told me what your nickname was.
I don't have one. I can't self-apply a nickname. Somebody's got to give that to me, right?
Well, Walt Disney had Walt Disney, so I can call you Walt Journey.
There you go. All right, I'll take Walt Journey.
You are Walt Journey. You're taking them on a journey in pro wrestling.
This is Walt Journey joining you on the Delivery Bros podcast for the second time. Thank you very much. Again, don't pay attention to that first part. It's all Walt Journey from here on out. Thank you very much.
It's like, yes, he is Walt Journey, a.k.a. Walter Fulbright, a.k.a. the promo god.
Yeah. I'm. You give me 20 minutes, I'll be all right. I can do a couple of good impressions, but I'm not going to do that because that's going to get me a bad name.
Okay, so no impressions.
Not today. No, that you have to be. I'll be on the 4th time. I'll do impressions.
Oh my lord.
But yeah, so you were talking to.
Tell
me what that was about. Tell me what you had going on.
All right, so basically he talked about first half of the card.
Okay.
Which I'm excited about. He was kind of explaining some of the wrestlers. We were talking about Christian Rose a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, because the spot with him and Mighty Micah. That was some brutal shit.
We've said this every time he comes up. That guy's a bad motherfucker. I'm a huge fan of Christian Rose, even if he's a son of a bitch. I love Christian Rose, and I'm happy that he's such a big part of Journey. So I hope he's listening, so I can. He knows I'm sucking up to him again, but yeah, he's a good dude.
That Razor's Edge, though.
Oh yeah,
that was
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it, man. That makes me. I've had nightmares about that Razor's Edge.
I had a conversation with. I ran into Mighty Micah over the weekend up in St. Louis.
Oh, so how's he doing?
He's doing good, man. He's doing real good. He was doing real good. He worked a show at one of our sister promotions. He worked a match at PWCS. Actually, as did Christian Rose, which takes place in Alton, Illinois, which is just outside of St. Louis there.
Awesome.
Yeah, real good stuff up there. Throwing a shout out. I was there for St. Louis Anarchy and PWCS. And so I asked him about that because I got to talk to him a little bit after the Christian Rose match. The match you're talking about is Christian Rose versus Mighty Micah at Rise Above, which took place last month. And you can actually watch on independentwrestling.tv now, which is an excellent streaming service of a lot of different independent wrestling federations, including Journey Pro. If you use the code Journey, you actually get the first 20 days for free. It's pretty sweet.
Okay, you're going to get free pro wrestling for 20 days.
Yeah.
You better get on that now.
You should. And I'm not saying that Journey is the best thing you should be watching on there. Now, there's a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of great independent professional wrestling going back a lot of years. Tons of content. Definitely worth your the price of your subscription on that. But, yeah, you can watch that there. So what Anthony's referencing, and if you heard the interview with Dirk last night, a particularly brutal match between let's say an ambitious youngster in Mighty Micah with a lot of heart, and Christian Rose, who probably has 60 pounds and 12 years of experience on him at least.
Yeah, because like Micah himself, was he like a cruiserweight almost?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like a cruiserweight. So it's just like cruiserweight versus this heavyweight dude. Maybe light heavyweight, and I mean Micah gave it to him though.
Yeah, he hung in there, and I mean I knew that if Micah could hang in there and take the beating that unfortunately we all knew he had coming to him, that crowd would absolutely get behind him, and they sure did. There's something really about that guy that it's easy to connect with Mighty Micah, and he has a really bright future, not just here, but everywhere he
kind of reminds me of Amazing Red a bit.
Oh, I could see that.
He reminds me a bit of Amazing Red, but he also has this feeling that fans love, like 06 Rey Mysterio winning the Royal Rumble almost.
Yeah, he's especially like in a situation where he's clearly like kind of outgunned both on like size and experience. It's hard not to relate and cheer for that guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was cheering. I was like, Micah, come on, man.
He brings it in. He's the consummate underdog. When he almost won with that jackknife roll up, I think that people were he got that jackknife pin after he survived the crucifix powerbomb on the apron that you were talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he took I had to ask him because there's a couple, if you go back and watch that again, there's a couple of shots that he takes which are just really, really gnarly. In fact, one of them happens at the very beginning of the match. He goes charging into the corner, and Christian Rose is waiting there with a big boot, like flat of the boot, like right into his mush. And yeah, he was. I had to ask him. It's like, so how many stars were you seeing after the very first 10 seconds of the match? And yeah, he put it in there. I'm glad you
took it like a champ, man.
He did.
That man does not have a glass jaw. That he proved it that way.
No, he does. He definitely does not. He's as tough as they come, and
true.
He got what he got. Rose still gave him the business pretty good for sure. But
yikes, Rose is a freaking beast.
Yeah, dude. Well, he's not gonna have it that easy this time around. I don't know whether you guys got to that, but
yeah, who's he facing? It was like this. I mean, he looked like he could definitely throw a beat down.
Oh yeah. So he's got the opposite of Mighty Micah for this one. He's got a talent out of Phoenix who's a big MLW mainstay and a guy that you're gonna see. He's actually in a faction with MJF called the Legacy. A guy named Alexander Hammerstone.
Okay, yes, that's we were actually talking about that too. Okay, so yeah, I'm actually kind of looked up a little bit of Hammerstone. Yeah, he's gonna have his problems with him.
Yeah, well,
him and Rose are definitely gonna have a good match.
So A funny story to that, and this is, kind of the behind the scenes how that thing happens. And Hammerstone actually is a big fan of Christian Rose's work for years.
Wow.
And he had posted something on his Facebook, on his personal Facebook, saying, I would give priority to anybody who books me against Christian Rose. So me and one of my business partners, Ben Miller, saw that, and we talked about it within like seconds. We're like, it's like Hammerstone wants Christian Rose, and we're like, basically like, okay,
ding, ding, ding,
done,
ding.
done. We'll put it together, and we put it together on the very next show. So I think that people are going to be in for a real treat. I don't think a ton of people know who Hammerstone is coming into this match. I think they're going to find out real quick.
Yeah, it sounds telling me a lot of people are going to like him.
Yeah, I think so too. He's a big, strong dude. Got a lot of ability. Really cool finish. If you haven't seen it, it's
I'm just gonna put it like this. I ain't gonna get nothing away on him. I'm just gonna say the dude's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
A bona fide stud, and you can't teach that.
Oh boy.
I know. That was so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cringy.
How bad luck did they get? I mean, I don't really want to see Enzo or Cass do anything, but they tried to do like the thing where, is this real or isn't it, when they like entered the barricade like at the Ring of Honor Super Show. And
I saw that show.
So it happened the same night that somebody actually jumped the barricade at like the Hall of Fame thing.
Oh my God! Yeah,
we were talking about that, right? I'm
sure
you know about the weird like Rastafarian dude who like jumped like.
Was he Rastafarian? I thought he was a white dude.
Yes, but he was dressed in like the.
He was a white Rastafarian guy.
He was a Rastafarian.
Man, all I saw was just like this little blur trying to spear Bret Hart, and all the wrestlers came, and then Dash Wilder from freaking what's the name of the group? Revival, like, got a good punch in. I was like, I love you, Dash.
Yeah, it was a stupid ass idea in front of a lot of people who were gonna kick the shit out of him, and
he's like, you don't do that to a wrestling legend, especially a man who has a history of bad health problems as he's gotten older.
Yeah, it was a weird thing to do. I don't know why they considered that to be like an okay.
Man, they made wrestling fans look bad with that one, man.
You know, wrestling fans can do that well enough on their own. They don't need anybody's help to like look bad or like weird or obsessive or stupid. So I mean, he did it for you. But
I think the best wrestling fan fail I saw was when it was the Shield match where the dude was dressed up in the Shield gear and appeared in the ring, and like Roman and like I think Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley,
now known as, by the time this podcast comes out,
was like looking like, what the heck is this? And then security had to go tackle him and run him out real quick.
Right. Yeah. It's so a lot of the emotional impact that Ring of Honor was hoping to get from having the Enzo Cass thing was already like they had their like heat completely stolen, like right up from under them. Their knees were cut out by that actually happening.
Okay, so
in the Hall of Fame like an hour before their show aired at WrestleMania week.
So everybody was pretty much in the crowd talking about what happened with Bret Hart. That was like on Twitter for 2 days, like straight up just trending. And
all it made people think of was what had already happened. It was, nobody was really that excited to see Enzo and Cass, but yeah.
So, are they going to be part of this, like, Ring of Honor, or what's going on with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to, like, bury too many people's, like, work right now or anything, but I'll say that Ring of Honor has always been, like, cyclical to me, and I'm not happy with. I don't watch it now. I'm not a fan of where it's at the moment. Ever since, right. That does not make me want to watch it. I'll say that. It's like, there's so much good wrestling you could be watching, such as Journey Pro and IndependentWrestling.tv. Nudge, nudge, wink.
Shameless promo, sir.
Shameless promo. Or at Kansas Hall if you live in Kansas City. But anyway, there is. It's hard for me to like want to get excited about washouts of like WWE from like a year ago. It's like, man, we can all do so much better than that.
Well, I agree. Like, I mean, the reason why I watched the G1 Climax was because I wanted to see a lot of the Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah, and I haven't watched that show, but I heard the New Japan side of it's really good.
Oh, the New Japan side was just amazing.
That's
And
plus,
I'm a huge Kazuchika Okada fan, so that's one of my favorite, like, New Japan wrestlers. Like,
for sure. Yeah, he's great.
He's definitely one of my top 5 in New Japan right now. Like,
he's great.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm sorry. He's got that personality, that charisma. He got the Rainmaker pose that with the camera that's going, like, fully back when he does it. Like, he pushed the camera back himself, like, in that type of, like...
Very well produced, very cool.
It's like yeah, man, I got that God mode. Pow!
And if your taunt ends up being in Tekken, then you're probably doing pretty good.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know if you've seen that or not, but, like, they have the Tekken version of the taunt and, like, money flies out of his jacket. You can
yes, I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty damn cool, man.
I mean, heck, he was even in the Pharrell Japanese version of the Happy video. Him and Shinsuke Nakamura was in it too.
Is that right? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Is that a thing that exists?
That actually exists. Yeah, in the Japanese version of the Happy video, yeah, those two showed up.
Man, see, that's the kind of thing that I can, like, after this is done, I can now look that up. You kids don't realize how good you have it. When I was in high school, that would have just been a rumor, and we never would have been able to, like, confirm or deny whether that happened. Now, as soon as this interview's over, I'm going to look up the Japanese version of Pharrell's Happy video just to watch that. I didn't know that existed, man.
Oh, yeah, sure. You wanted to find out any content from the overseas, you got to have somebody that was either, shipped out over there in the Marines or something like that, or you just had that friend that got lucky and went to Japan,
Yep.
and you grabbed that bootleg tape. That's actually how I saw my first Japanese wrestling match.
Oh, yeah, dude. They used to have those really bad, like, you could get bad dubbed VHS copies at, like, comic book conventions and stuff.
Oh, my gosh,
so,
yes.
Like, yeah, they were, probably had been, like, taped and retaped, like, 10 or 11 times. Like,
yeah, seeing, like, Minami Toyota and stuff like that. Like, I'm seeing, like, old Joshi wrestlers and seeing, like, old, oh my goodness, old Tiger Mask matches and the Steiner brothers in Japan, that type of stuff.
Yeah, that was like rare treasures you could find, like the old, like, Super J Cups and things like that.
Yes.
If you were a huge dork fan, like I was, it sounds like you were too. Like,
yes.
You'd have to go and try to find. Or you'd find the deathmatch feds. That was a lot of things that people really wanted to find.
The Mick Foley versus Terry Funk.
Sure.
Where they had, like, the exploding barbed wire and stuff like that in the match.
Totally.
Yeah, like, there was so much blood all over the place. That's one of the most legendary matches they've had together.
Yep, and that was something you'd go to the weird kiosk at the comic book convention to buy the bad VHS tape with the bad photocopied cover.
Oh yeah, like, I remember I came across a Big Japan tape.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, I remember I saw, like, they had a pay-per-view for it, but I was able to grab a tape. I wish I still had that tape, but when I saw it, man, I mean, there was, like, fire all over the place, freaking light tubes all over. I was like, this whole deathmatch concept almost seems like you really could die in this match.
Did you ever play the Fire Pro Wrestling games? They still make them, actually.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they still make the Fire Pro Wrestling. Did you ever play the old ones that were, like, for, like,
you talk about,
Super
like,
Nintendo and PlayStation 1?
The one that has, like, the 16-bit style and everything? Yep.
Well, shit, they all still basically do. The graphics are basically unchanged since I'm an adult. They look exactly the same as they did.
It's so freaking cool, though.
I remember how excited I was as, like, a big, like, internet wrestling nerd to find that the Fire Pro had, like, the death matches. They had the light tubes and they had, like, the exploding barbed wire boards and stuff like that in Fire Pro, and that was not something you were going to find in,
like, a WWE 2K game. You're not going to find that in that, no.
No, what were the WWF games that were around about that time? They were like...
it was basically the SmackDown games.
I don't think SmackDown existed quite yet at that point.
Okay,
SmackDown was debuted in, what, 2000?
Okay, that's right, because then, let's see, at PS1...
It was, like, right before, like, at the very beginning of PS1 / end of Super Nintendo.
Oh, this is when they were doing like WrestleMania games then.
The WrestleMania arcade game, which was made by the Mortal Kombat team. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where like you basically had to do a whole bunch of combinations to do a special move.
Yep.
You had, like, it would be like Shawn Michaels is running towards his opponent or something like that in the ring and everything.
Yep.
And, like, at the end of it, you're facing, like, 3 wrestlers at once.
Yes, sir. And I think Doink had, like, the hand buzzer, and, like, I don't know, Undertaker would uppercut people into, like, a murder of crows when he, like, hit them. That was man, that game was weird.
That game was so animated, man.
It was.
I mean, like, and on top of that, like, you could knock stuff out of people. Like, for instance, I remember you're using Yokozuna, like, you're getting beat up, you're beating up Yokozuna or something like that. He had, like, a whole chicken come out of him. And I was like, damn.
Well, video game logic tells me that no matter where you find that chicken, whether it was, like, shit you broke out of bricks on a wall or something you just dropped it on the ground, you eat that and it gives you 100% health. You're totally fine if you eat that chicken that just drops out, so...
Man, that's some old school stuff right there. I think I know there's like this old RPG game that actually had that where you eat the chicken or whatever, so you can like heal up. It was like one of the few 4-player games I'd ever seen on Nintendo.
Oh, what was that?
What was that game though? I can't remember off the top of my head either, but I know it was for Nintendo. I know it was 4 players because I remember somebody had this game, and I can't remember if it was like Valkyries or something like that or. Like, dang.
So it was like a 4-player, like simultaneous, like like beat 'em up game.
Yeah, it was a platformer. Like somebody was a barbarian, somebody had like an arrow.
Oh, you're talking about Gauntlet.
Yes,
you're talking about Gauntlet. Oh,
the old school Gauntlet. Like
yeah. You get the chicken or like the bottle of whiskey would be on the ground, but if you shot the bottle of whiskey, it would go away, which was almost impossible not to do because you were just like spamming the fire button the whole time you played that game.
Oh yeah, it was a huge button masher.
Oh yeah, that actually goes back to Atari like 5200, believe it or not. It did exist on Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it existed on NES, but yeah, that's an old Atari game, believe it or not.
See, that's like before my generation right there because I was born in '89, so like I know of the Atari, but
yeah. I
was in like Nintendo first generation Sega era.
Yeah.
That was like my thing. But did I play the Atari? Yes, I have. Is E.T. still one of the worst games I've ever played in my life?
The worst game ever played, E.T. for the Atari 2600.
That and Pac-Man.
Yeah. What do you got against Pac-Man?
Well, in the Atari, it sucked.
Did it?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, they made up for it when they put it on Nintendo and Sega.
Man, how did they screw up Pac-Man? That's like their primary like.
Oh, I love Namco and I love Pac-Man. I mean, Namco's the same makers of Tekken, so I ain't got nothing against no Pac-Man. It's just what they did to him in Atari was rough.
I'd have to go back and play. I definitely would play that over E.T. I think, but
let me put it like this: you don't want to do it. Don't do it. You're cringe.
So I do remember, like, there was something wrong with, like, the AI in the original Pac-Man and even on the arcade machine.
Oh, yeah.
Where you could break it, where you could, like, make it to where you always knew exactly how the ghost would behave, which is how people beat the game, is, like, it was too predictable. And I know they fixed that a lot in Ms. Pac-Man, which is why, like, more hardcore, like, super nerds prefer Ms. Pac-Man to regular Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah.
The enemy behavior is a lot more dynamic.
Way more dynamic.
I mean, I was not good at either, so it didn't really matter that much.
I ate so much, like, just dick trying to play that game. Like, I'm not going to even sit here in front.
Is that what those pellets are? Is that what?
You know what? You're not funny, Walt. You are not
funny. I'm a little funny.
Okay, that was funny.
It was a little funny. Yeah.
Touche, sir. Touche.
Yes, no, you're good, but. God, how did we get we got onto video games? We were talking about...
We were talking about wrestling, then we went to...
Oh, yeah. That's going to happen at least, like, 3 or 4 times, but...
Yeah, because, like, either way, man, anything goes in this podcast. Anything on the table, anything on the menu. Delivery Bros. On Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and everywhere else.
Subscribe now. Yeah. No, this game...
I like how you did that.
You like me to throw in there? Hey, please, subscribe. Get help Anthony out. This is the Delivery Bros. This is my hometown podcast now. This is now one of only 3 podcasts I appear on semi-regularly, so please support.
I'm freaking honored for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this again.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome, because, and plus I do have that, so this will come out when? What day is this when this comes out?
I want to put this out on Monday, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, so that's going to be Monday, and that's March, or May 6th.
Yes, May 6th.
So May 6th, so you're listening to this as May 6th, because I know you're a subscriber to the Delivery Bros podcast, and you just saw this come up on your preferred mobile device, and you were like, man, I gotta listen to this new Delivery Bros podcast, and you're like, what am I doing on Thursday night? It's gonna be 3 days until this.
Man, so you got some anticipation.
I do, and you should be there. It's gonna be real good. I know Anthony's gonna be there. You can come up and say hi. You can find me, Walter. You can say hi to Walter Journey. Because I'll be there. Walt Journey will be around.
I will be there. But I'm also making sure I find a good position so I don't get hit by the wrestlers in the ring. Because they will fly.
They will. They will find you. I'm actually going to try to direct them to find where you are and send them in your direction.
Oh, thanks.
No problem. No problem. As much as possible, make sure that you take as many...
And that's Walter Journey, a.k.a. Walter Fulbright for you.
Yes.
Trying to make sure his wrestlers are on target on the card.
So who else on this card? We just talked about Rose and Hammerstone.
So we never got to, like, Shotzi Blackheart and them.
Oh, okay. So Shotzi is taking on Laney Luck.
Yeah, they were tag team partners in the last event.
They were tag team partners in this last event. Dude, Laney is somebody who has gotten really, really good in the last, like, especially the last, like, 2 years have been, like, excellent for her. And they just wrestled as well at the St. Louis Anarchy Ladies Night Show, which was last weekend.
Oh, yeah, Marty was at that one, too.
She sure was. She absolutely was. And they, you know, one of the beautiful things about wrestling is the more times, you know, a couple people will work together, the better it's going to get.
Oh, yeah.
The better it's going to get, the more, and their chemistry is... Shotzi and Laney have excellent chemistry. Both are great pros. Mm-hmm. Super excited. It's kind of building up. It's kind of, obviously, for those who have been paying attention, it's been circling towards when Shotzi will get her hands on Christian Rose.
We are all waiting for her to get there because Christian Rose has been pulling some fast ones.
Yes, he has. He hasn't got an easy road of it this time, but he's still avoiding...
I wonder if she'll catch him slipping. We're only time can tell. I think she's gonna catch him slipping this one.
Yeah, I would. If I were you, I would show up on May 9th to find out just exactly what's gonna happen.
Yes,
with that.
I need to see this.
Yeah, we got some really exciting stuff. I actually talked to Shotzi just this last weekend.
She is cool as all giddy up.
Real cool. I was at her what I would consider her home promotion, which is a Bizarro Lucha in Indianapolis.
Right.
And I was happy because of like some schedule and the way some things fell out. We were able to catch that show, and I was able to kind of see her on her home turf, and they have a real cool thing going up there too. Honestly, that's another thing that you can that definitely is worth checking out.
Oh man, I would love to go like check out these other promotions. Just like take some time off on the weekend and just be like, all right, I want to go here or there.
It's tough. I mean, I got a little bit of time off from my normal like real life job through some unfortunate means. I ended up I was actually in the hospital for 5 days.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, why didn't you hit me up?
You know, I had a thing.
Dude, I would have brought you something. I would have at least brought you some flowers, made you feel beautiful for a second, something.
Don't you see the "Get Well Soon" balloon?
I see it. It's dead.
Yeah,
in the corner.
It's gone. I just threw away the rest of the flowers I got yesterday because they were starting to smell, and my cat was starting to eat them.
Your cat was starting to eat the flowers.
The cats will do that. Yeah, they absolutely will. So they were. That was starting to get a little gross, so we threw that out. But yeah, I had a thing come up. I had some. I thought I had like some bronchitis, and I like coughed up a bunch of blood instead of mucus. So I went to the hospital. So I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to have blood in my lungs, but
no.
So that all, that was a thing. So yeah, I was in the hospital for.
That sounds like me last month.
Really?
Yeah, I ended up in the hospital last month.
For real?
Yeah, man. Like I was coughing up blood, and I was like, okay, that's not good. My chest was hurting. I go there. They tell me, okay, you don't got any blood in your lungs, but your blood pressure is almost at stroke level.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about like 200 and something over, like once, like 20, I think.
Jeez.
I could have died, apparently, for what they said.
How long did they keep you for all that?
4 days.
Man, that's wild. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. Damn.
That's crazy.
We both gotta take better care of ourselves.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Hey, maybe I need to hit the gym like the wrestlers do. Just start clanging and banging or something.
No kidding, man. That's a brutal situation. So we took that real serious for a minute. Yeah. But you know, I got out and here I am, doing mostly okay.
I'm glad you're okay now.
Thanks. I'm glad you're okay too, man.
And next time something like that happens, you call me.
I will do so.
You're our friend. You're a friend, man. You're a part of the family now.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad to be one. This is I'm happy to see. Someday I'm gonna brag to my friends that I was on this podcast in its early days. So.
Man, this podcast will be available anytime you need it.
Awesome. That's great, dude. But yeah, she's Shotzi and Laney's gonna be real good. I think that's gonna be something where they've tangled enough times that it's gonna be
I think
that
so.
they're gonna have a good bit of competition there. I think they'll be.
I think it's gonna be a solid match.
Yeah, it's you never know what you're gonna get if you get something the first time people touch. Basically, you kind of want if you can get something after they've had a few rounds of it, then you're gonna find that that's where the magic really happens.
Oh yeah. So, like I said, that's Kansas Hall, Overland Park.
Yes.
It's gonna be hot.
It is. $15. I don't think we mentioned that. It is
$15.
It's absolutely worth your $15.
I mean, if you can't pay $15, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What kind of wrestling fan are you?
Why do you have a phone? How are you able to listen to this?
Like seriously.
Yeah.
It's like we already know you got your Pornhub subscription out. It's okay, but at the same time, sometimes you gotta take a break. Go watch something with a little bit more, pageantry, a little bit more style, a little bit more class.
Pornhub? Is there such a thing as more class than Pornhub?
Oh, I was just going to say Journey Pro.
Oh, yeah. Well, Journey Pro definitely has more class than Pornhub.
Yes. Well, a lot more class.
Yeah.
It's fucking classy, sir.
Not as much content, though, because very few things have as much content. It's like...
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know what that... What's... Is that some sort of website?
Yeah. It's a website of education and value.
I got it.
Yeah. So...
got it.
Yeah.
I think I showed too much familiarity. I think I revealed that I knew what that was too quickly.
I mean, heck, we could have been talking about like a T-shirt company.
We could.
I mean, shoot, that could have been a rock band.
Yeah, probably not though.
I don't know. I mean, shoot, they got a lot of different names for rock bands these days.
Yeah, they do. That absolutely is true. And at one point Joey Ryan actually had like a Pornhub like sponsorship. I don't know if he still does.
What?
Yeah, he was. Or no, it was YouPorn. I'm very sorry.
Wait. He had a sponsorship from like a porn website.
He sure did. He absolutely did. He actually called one of his signature maneuvers the YouPornplex.
Huh?
Yeah, you didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, get that money, man.
Wow.
Can't blame him.
No. That's pretty good. I mean, sure, there's some money in it. Why not? But wow.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that's totally a thing that happened, man.
Well, at least he has somebody to pay for his baby oil.
Yeah, I think he's got it. I think he's doing okay on that front. You know what? That is a guy that an opportunity presented itself, and he'd been in the business for going on 20 years.
I know, and he looks great.
And he is great, and he's an excellent worker, and he's a very good professional, and an opportunity came up, and he took it, and I don't think anybody would have done differently.
Hey, I don't blame him, because he did wonderful when he was at the last event. He's really humble, I can tell. Like, he'll talk to anybody, no matter if it was after the show or not. Like, he'll talk to you. Like, he talked to me for a couple minutes, and he was cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hopefully, hopefully we'll get the chance to bring him back. We had talked about that opportunity, but if we, there's some indications maybe he's moving on to slightly greener pastures. We aren't sure, but if that.
Speaking of greener pastures, what about this Jon Moxley thing?
Man, it's weird to me because he's acting like he's. I'm excited for him, and he's obviously like clearly excited to be back on the. And I obviously have some affinity for his run on the independents as Jon Moxley. For those of you who don't know, that was the name that Dean Ambrose wrestled under before he became a WWE guy.
Facts. But
they're acting like it's like the second coming of the Beatles, and it's like, all right, man. It's like, you're all right. You're Jon Moxley. I'm excited for you, but
like this one, like this version is gonna be more uncensored than what we got at WWE. And WWE, he was definitely towing some lines in WWE, so it's sort of like, oh, he's gonna be a little bit more freer on what he does in the independent scene. You think about it. So he's gonna be able to like push boundaries creatively, that the things you can't do in WWE in most cases. You kind of got to follow a straight path most of the time.
I would agree that he was never a guy that was a good fit for WWE. I think the Indies or he's a weird guy who kind of wants to be weird and do his own thing, and that's sort of the exact opposite of what working for.
But I'll give him credit, though, because, he did his best in WWE, and I liked his character in WWE. It may have been a PG version of his, CZW moniker in a way. But one thing I liked about him was the fact that, he still kind of pushed the envelope in other ways to get his character over. I was excited when he won the WWE Heavyweight title. He deserved that run.
Yeah, he really did. And it's going to be good for him because obviously, that run is going to make he's going to make a lot of money for the next, year or so.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody makes, a good amount of money after they leave WWE, so it'll certainly have been worth his time. He obviously met his wife that way. Yep. Excited for him that way, but, yeah. It's funny because they're putting out these, promo videos that make it,
But he can't
look
wrestle.
Like the Undertaker's coming. It's like, dude, it's,
Yeah, but the only thing is he can't wrestle for another 60 days.
Is that how long it is?
Yeah, it's usually 90 days.
But I don't know, man. There's been a lot of that going around. My partners and I were really excited when we thought that Brody Lee was coming back on to the Indies, but
I think they're just trying to hold him up.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way.
Shoot, Revival was trying to leave at one point. I think Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows were trying to leave as well. At one point, a lot of these wrestlers are talking about leaving. Sasha Banks had a fallout in WrestleMania, apparently.
That's what they talk about. That's what I've heard. The thing is, it's good and healthy for everybody to have more options, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now, as people have.
Yeah, because people were like, man, I can make more cash on the independent scene, going to wrestle for such and such promotion or this promotion, and still be able to take on shows when I want. In a lot of cases, I'm not saying
right.
You're gonna get rich being off of the independent scene.
No.
But you can have more of a flexible schedule to where you're not killing yourself 365.
Yeah, you get to, and you can do pretty well, especially if you hit on something where you can sell a lot of merchandise. You can do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the opportunity's there to at least make some money for folks, and nothing else, it gives you that option. So if your career's not going good places, you can take a chance on something else. You can take a chance on yourself. Yeah,
you can come up with more creative ideas on how to get your character over or whatever. That's the one thing that you have in independent scene. You can be whatever moniker you want if you do it right.
Yeah, and you can build a new thing. I think that what Cody built himself to being after he left and stopped doing the Stardust thing, I think is exemplary. I think it's an incredible example of somebody going their own way and making their own thing, and I'm really proud of him, man.
Yeah, Brandy too. She's getting up in there too. She's acting like she's the female enforcer. She's sparing the guys in the ring, doing wrestling training.
like with her husband. That's crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
Totally, but yeah, it's. I mean, and what they've obviously now built is going to be incredible for wrestling and the. I'll say what I've told people. Journey Pro is here to help the people who work for us get where they want to go.
yes.
That's the idea. Is that if their idea is to become hopefully stars someday and move down to Florida and get on WWE TV someday, then whatever we can do to help that happen, I want to help. If their idea is to work like, the territorial circuits for the rest of their days and be that, I want to do that. If they want to work occasionally and, continue to build their own Monday through Friday careers while being wrestlers just in Kansas City on the weekend, then I want to help them do that. Whatever piece of that I can play, that we can play, that's what we want to do.
And that right there is why this is a promotion for wrestlers by wrestling fans that want to make a difference, and how wrestling is presented in the indies. I think this is a place of opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're kind of like new to the scene, or you've been a veteran in the scene for a long time. They like to give opportunity. So in a way, Journey Pro is the land of opportunity for pro wrestlers. So that's another reason why I like this event.
We appreciate it. We're mostly we're pretty happy with how they've turned out so far. I love the Kansas City fans. We got a good atmosphere in there. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to spend like a Thursday night with your buddies, have a couple of drinks, chill, take some time. But yeah, this is gonna be this is
gonna be a slobber knocker, y'all.
It always is. So let's see, what else have we not covered? I think the we probably haven't covered like the two main events basically.
All right, so the main
co-main
events.
and the main. So one of these is one I'm really excited about actually, which is Tyler Bateman and Gary J, who have taken to calling themselves the Goddamn Men.
The Goddamn Men?
Yes. Because Bateman had referred to himself as the Goddamn Man, and they have a rivalry / respect thing that they've built over the last few months, and now they are teaming up together. Bateman is incredibly talented guy, been in wrestling for a long time. Gary J is another basically one of the biggest names in St. Louis, if you aren't familiar with him, for a long time. And I'm sure you saw him at Rise Above.
Yes, indeed.
And so they're taking on Kurt Stallion and Jake Something, which is going to be awesome. If you haven't seen that tag team either, they've...
I remember seeing those guys, and they were something.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I think Jake actually debuted on Impact since that last show.
Did he do that? Is he doing Impact?
He is now. As of between Rise Above and now, he's on Impact.
Is he going under the same name, or what's going on?
Jake Diener. He's he's in a tag team with Cody Diener.
Jake Diener. I'm going to look that up. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Jake from? Is he from here?
Michigan.
He's from Michigan?
Yeah, he's from Michigan. Yeah, he's a good up and coming guy, and he makes that drive. He drives from Michigan to Kansas City, and
that's about 10 hours plus.
Yeah, it's not it's a haul, man.
The fact that he even comes to this promotion for one night, man, that's some dedication, man. And then on top of that, he's doing Impact too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a great opportunity for him. We knew it was coming. Same thing with Kurt. Kurt works Evolve a lot, and Kurt's a big up and coming star. All four of those guys are top-notch professional wrestlers, but we're so happy to have them. And
that's
Kurt
awesome.
and Jake as a tag team are pretty special. They've only worked as a tag once in Journey, so this is a good thing. And Jay and Bateman have never tagged together. That's just something that they really wanted to work each other really badly coming into about 6 months ago. Then they got a couple of matches under their belt, really really good ones. One of I think probably one of Journey Pro's best matches was the first Gary J versus Tyler Bateman. There's some really incredible stuff in there. Bateman delivers a brain buster on the apron to Gary J, except they kind of missed the apron and just hit the wood floor from the apron, which is every bit as terrifying as it sounds.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's brutal and it's intense, and they just. So it's actually available for free on our YouTube channel. We uploaded it last week. It was the result of a poll worth checking out. Just Journey Pro KC on YouTube. We ain't got much up there. We're working on that.
Subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Follow.
Comment.
Like. Comment.
Yeah.
Follow them on Twitter.
Is that everything people do on?
Yes.
On YouTube. Okay.
Follow, like, subscribe on Twitter.
Yeah, do all that stuff on everything.
Instagram.
Do all that stuff on everything. But
heck, I've gone to the point where shoot, I'm gonna upload this podcast on Pornhub.
We gave him enough free publicity that we can, So that's gonna be.
Hey, if also Akira can have a podcast, maybe I have a chance.
And then that goes right into the main, which is something I'm super proud of. It's Jeremy Wyatt's going to defend the Gateway Heritage Championship again against the Zombie Princess, Jimmy Jacobs.
The Zombie Princess.
Yes, sir. Jimmy Jacobs, which if you're a longtime wrestling fan, as I know you are,
yes.
Realize like what a significant thing that is.
That is a very significant thing. I mean, the man's been on multiple promotions from ROH to Impact. He's on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Like, we can go down the list of different promotions he's done just in the NDC alone. This is going to be a match, a great proportion. You don't know what Mr. Zombie Princess is going to do, but I'm going to let you know right now. Expect the unexpected. When I tell you, you may not want to miss 1 inch of this match, because I've seen Wyatt, and Wyatt is amazing in the ring. He is a magician, a technician. I'm talking about full of a vision. He may be a heel, but he's like the raw addition. This is going to be hotter than somebody cooking some hot fish in the kitchen. We're talking popping like Crisco. We're talking like it's hotter than a day in San Francisco, summertime. Come and watch this main event.
Very good, man. I like that.
Oh, thank you. I kind of went old school on that one, a little Jimmy Hart.
San Francisco in the summer is not really that hot, but we'll allow it.
Okay, we're going to allow that one just because I needed a rhyme.
We're going to give it as a, you got your, because of, it rhymed, and it was a good flow, so you had to keep that in there, and just like, yeah. You saw Wyatt and Hollow Wicked.
Yes, Hollow Wicked and him had a great match. Technical, like, all the way to the end. But Wyatt had to pull that victory out. I had never seen Hollow Wicked stab like that, so that was awesome.
Yeah, dude, they went 27 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that was a good style match. I mean, it was a pure wrestling style match too.
It was.
Yeah, so that was awesome. I hadn't seen a match like that since like they used to have the pure wrestling title back in ROH.
Yeah, that's a lot of the pure wrestling rules stuff that So the way this works with the Gateway Heritage Championship, which we share with Anarchy and PWCS, is that every champion gets to basically pick the stipulations under which they defend that title. And so everybody picks a stipulation that sort of benefits their style. So yeah. Jeremy actually uses those pure wrestling rules that were the ones the Ring of Honor pure wrestling rules used. Because that obviously benefits like his skill set.
It worked very well for him.
Yeah, it's worked great for him for months now. And, I think
he's a technical machine.
Yeah, Jackson has the exact count, but I think he's at almost I want to say close to 200 days, maybe even a little more.
Oh, he's 200 plus days now
on that title. Yeah, and he's beaten Matt Cross, He
beat the legendary Matt Cross?
Yeah, actually, if you look at the poster behind you for Rainbow in the Dark, you'll see that he and Matt Cross are standing next to each other in that middle poster there.
Okay, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so he beat Jonathan Gresham, the Octopus.
He beat the Octopus?
Yeah, he did. He sure did. At St. Louis Anarchy, in another match that I highly recommend you watch. Gresham walked away extremely impressed with how good Jeremy Wyatt is.
Oh,
Jeremy Wyatt is still... People are still sleeping on Jeremy Wyatt. I will say that...
man, because we were talking about him yesterday, man. I'm sorry, but Wyatt... I found out how old he was. I thought he was like in his late 20s like me. Dude's 42.
Yeah, he's been around, man.
He has been kicking ass, man.
Around.
Let me put it like this. It's sort of like when DDP went into wrestling at like 30-something years old, and he's still kicking ass. What has Jeremy been doing, like 10 years now?
I think he's on about his 20th year.
He's on his 20th year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get an exact number from him, but I think he's close to like.
Yeah, cause I want to talk to one of your guys. I would love to talk to some of these wrestlers, especially. I would love to talk to Wyatt, especially.
Hey, ask him.
I walked out as a fan with him. Like he was definitely one of my favorites at that night. Like sincerely.
You know, a who's who of professional wrestling talent from the Midwest, which is where he's obviously has like his biggest name, is from these Midwest territories. Will tell you, a lot of those guys will tell you Jeremy Wyatt's one of the best wrestlers they've ever seen.
Sure.
If you ask them.
Sure, in the streets they say he got the juice. He does.
I think Seth Rollins, the former Tyler Black, will say that Jeremy Wyatt is one of the best wrestlers he's ever seen.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because Rollins is an Iowa guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is a Midwest legend. I can't say enough about how good he is, and
I'm sorry, he's definitely main event material to the end. Seriously,
he's great, and I'm in some ways it's a little disappointing to me that he never got like a big shot, and I really want to make sure that as many people as we can expose to how good Jeremy Wyatt is, that's something I'm gonna do. He would, and that's, it's not hard to do, man. He's got the title. I will give him literally anyone. And surprisingly, considering how long he's been around and how long Jimmy Jacobs has been around, and they're both Midwest guys, this has never happened before. There's never been a Wyatt. Somehow, some way,
they kind of escaped each other.
Yeah, there's never been a Wyatt Jacobs match, so we're the first ones to get to do it, and that's
okay. So one night only, y'all. You're getting a never before seen match at any territory, any promotion. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a match of highlight reels. I am going to be filming this on my. I keep on hitting the stand.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
I was like, I want to be filming this on my Instagram. I'm going to be posting on Facebook. I am going to be talking about it on Twitter. I did it last time. I'm going to do it again. I'm telling you right now. Get to this wonderful event at Kansas Hall, Overland Park, 6 o'clock, 6:30.
6 is when doors happen, and there's usually a pre-show match. We're going to start that around 6:30, but the official card starts at 7. But don't miss the pre-show match.
Don't.
There's going to be
what was it, a scramble again?
It is going to be a scramble. We got a lot of new people in that.
Oh, nice.
And I know that, like, when you talked to Dirk yesterday, he couldn't, he didn't know who the names were because that hasn't been revealed yet. But there's some good names on there.
Mystery card.
That's always where we're gonna throw in some like surprises, and some of these guys are pretty fucking cool, man. I'm gonna tell you, but
yeah, because that last scramble was really good.
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to go in by knockout though.
Oh yeah, Sharkbait.
Sharkbait knocked his ass out.
Yes, he sure did. That dude is Sharky's a dangerous man who
also does MMA from what I was told.
He's actually got a fight here coming up. Out at the cage matches they do in Independence. He's got a fight. I think it might be this weekend actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think it might be the 4th.
Oh, where's he fighting at? Is he fighting? Is he doing the Shamrock FC thing?
Yeah, well, I can't remember the name of the promotion he does that for. I wish I had that up in front of me so that I could give him a good plug.
Yeah, because.
But yeah, it is this weekend. It's those Independence like cage fights that they do out there.
Over there in the Maristar.
I don't know I don't think they're in the casino.
There it is.
But Sharky is fighting this weekend, and that guy's been on a winning streak. And
you know what? Stay tuned for more details. I'll try to get some more.
Then you're gonna have to append this and tell people where they can watch Sharkbait fight. Except that it'll have already happened by Monday anyway.
Yeah. So stay tuned. I'll try to find some highlight reels and post it in the link below or something.
So that was your first time seeing Sharkbait wrestle or fight, right?
Yeah, that was my first time seeing a lot of those wrestlers.
Yeah, he's legit, dude. That guy's a legit, like, great MMA guy and a good wrestler, too.
Yeah, like, either way, man, I could tell he's got a knack for both.
Oh, yeah.
So, I like the MMA-style wrestlers, too, because of the fact that, like, you don't know where it's going to be thrown, like, in the ring. So, with him, I was really excited to see that. because like the only people I've seen kind of do the MMA-esque, I mean, you can always think of Shamrock, Rousey, and Lesnar, of course. But
sure.
with Lesnar, I don't know. I kind of got bored with that. I want to be here and be on. I can only watch so many suplexes in one match.
Yeah, he was more of just a straight, like, he was, even prior to his MMA days when he first came to wrestling, he was more of just a straight wrestling guy. He had a collegiate wrestling background.
Oh, yeah, NCAA.
Yeah, and a lot of guys have had that. I mean, don't forget about, like, if you really want to go back, like, Dr. Death Steve Williams. And,
yes. Kurt Angle, of course.
And Coleman, yeah. You know, Kurt was a straight... I'm thinking of more MMA guys, though.
I'm trying to think. I know that, if I'm correct, Conan had that background, too.
Dan the Beast Severn, of course.
He had that background.
Dan the Beast was amazing. Both as a... They didn't really call it MMA at that point. It was like... They just call it, like, cage fighting.
Right.
Or, yeah.
Oh, you know who I forgot? In the new gen, of course, Matt Riddle, the bro.
Of course. Oh,
bro.
I mean... obviously, and Riddle's...
Shinsuke Nakamura as well.
Nakamura has an MMA background. Yeah, there's
Yuji Nagata has an Olympic wrestling background.
Yeah. A lot of those Japanese guys have had, like, a pretty fair amount of shoot fights.
Oh, Dos Caras Jr., a.k.a. Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah. Who was actually really good if he was motivated.
Yeah, because he won his first match by doing, like, a belly-to-belly and broke the wrestler's arm.
And he was a good professional wrestler if he was motivated.
Oh yeah,
but he was inconsistent. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, we can. Man,
he has his own share of problems that makes him.
That's why he had to go back to Mexico
anyway, because of who he is.
Yeah,
he's not a good dude. So, but
unfortunately, and then Paige and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not.
I feel bad for Paige though, because the fact she can't wrestle no more.
Yeah, it was a tough thing. Did you watch that movie that WWE put out, like that PR movie?
I didn't get a chance to see it because like they only had it in theaters for like a couple weeks, and I was turning on money at the time, so I couldn't do it. But I do want to watch it. I want to see if I can get it on video or something like that.
Yeah, it ain't bad. Obviously, like the WWE stuff's a little bit
a little cheesy.
A little cheesy.
Yeah,
but it's.
It's PG for the family.
Exactly, but the parts they spend in England are pretty funny. It's better than it has any right to be. I'll say that. But.
Yeah, I saw the clip when like her character goes and meets The Rock for the first time, or whatever. Then they had a girl that looked like AJ Lee. So I mean, I can tell like they had like some things where it's like, okay, this is kind of believable right here.
Yeah.
Because like Paige does have a dope story. I mean, the wrestling royalty she comes from, just in general, like.
Yeah.
She helped really change that women's division in WWE because, like, women's wrestling, like, in the indie scene, always kind of been, like, up to par. I've always seen girls like, Minami Toyota all the way to even, like, cheerleader Melissa and all them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, there's been some good stuff.
I mean, Mia Yim and all that, too.
Of course. Yeah, this is... It took a little bit for, it did take a lot for that to kind of catch up.
Yeah, because, like, you look at it like an old, like, WWE Divas match or something like that. It was basically Thez press, smack, claw.
Hair mare. Don't forget hair mare. There's always a hair mare.
There was a hair mare.
Yeah.
And then finisher.
Yeah, sometimes. Or they would just sort of, like, or just cat fight until, like, somebody broke it up. Or
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was excited when I started seeing like the AJ Lees and the Pages, and then all of a sudden, then we had Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Asuka and I mean we can go down the damn list of the whole women's roster. There's some questionable ones, but I'm glad they got rid of Eva Marie.
There's a place for Eva Marie in a wrestling federation, but yeah, there was a lot more Eva Maries before than there were.
Yeah, I think Eva Marie would have been a great valet.
That thing they were doing where they would introduce her and she never wrestled was pretty darn funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I was cracking the hell up every time
really
they did.
Funny.
That was actually a good thing. I mean, she tried to improve at her wrestling too. I'm gonna give her that.
I saw a lot of her like post her training matches. Like I obviously like. I'm personally of the opinion that NXT is like probably the best wrestling federation on the planet. So I love NXT and I watched a lot of that stuff.
By the way, did you see that Kushida got signed?
I did. Yeah, I think he's gonna be on NXT here in the next couple of weeks. He's gonna debut on TV there.
I can't wait. I'm like so excited.
Yeah.
I'm like I just can't hide it. Like for real, 'cause I love Kushida.
I think you liked it. Oh, woohoo! Yeah, dude, it'll be good. It'll be good. But yeah, if you watch any of her stuff, like where they were trying to like, where they were putting it over, like, oh yeah, she's been training with Kendrick, she's gonna be great, and she was not great.
She tried.
Was not great. I remember she's the only person I've ever heard who got a "This is okay" chant in the place of the "This is awesome" chant.
This is okay.
Yes, because she did something almost like competent.
She tried.
Yeah, it was. I hope someday I get the "This is okay" chant because that's pretty much like what I should get at work. This is alright.
Well, as any consolation, I think you're awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hopefully,
we're gonna have a lot of good things to talk about here in a few weeks after this happens. We'll
heck yeah, dude.
We're gonna do this again, right? We're gonna do this before each show.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you're committed.
Oh yeah, well, you got me, man. I'm basically one of your mainstays here.
All right.
So
we're gonna do it, guys. Like I said, come down to Journey Pro,
Kansas Hall,
May 9th. A Means to an End is the name of the show. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to see you there.
So I'm letting you know right now. This is a means to let you know that this doesn't have to end. The party is just getting started. Come to Kansas Hall or Kansas Hall, whatever way you want to call it. It's gonna be at 6 o'clock when the doors open. That means you get to see one of the mystery matches, a.k.a. dark match, before the show even really starts. But the party's going to jump off as soon as the first body hits the ring. Come to Kansas Hall. Once again, that's May the 9th. Get your tickets now. $15.
Kansas City represent. Thank you so much, man, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so with that, this has been Anthony Anthem, a.k.a. The Rolling Elbow, a.k.a. the man, the savage, coming in, ready to go hamish and damage. Okay, I'm done. But anyways, with that, we are out of here. Bye-bye.
Why didn't the Three Little Pigs go in for some kind of flat share scheme?
Does Jesus get to choose which wine he turns it into?
Why don't Sims have the upper body strength to climb out of a swimming pool?
And does everybody really want to be a cat?
I'm Will Baker.
And I'm Alex Prescott.
And if you're the type of person that overthinks these deep philosophical questions, then Think to the Brink is the podcast for you.
From Disney characters to song lyrics, debates to social etiquette, tune in every week for your dose of paralysis by analysis.
All topic suggestions are welcome. If you can think it, we can overthink it.
Think to the Brink.
Available on all podcast platforms.
Hey everyone, this is John Tolley, inviting you to check out War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. Each week, me and my co-host Christopher Stolley discuss the news and theories surrounding one of the largest movie franchises in the world. So join us every Wednesday at 8 Eastern as we travel to the galaxy far, far away, right here on Anchor FM and wherever fine podcasts are heard.
You know, when you need CBD, vape juice, or a new mod, go to Vape Scorpion. 10859 Boston Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19116. They are formerly known as East Coast Vapor. They have all your needs, all the equipment, all the juice. And hey, while you're there, sit down, enjoy a beer, bring your own, and just hang out with a bunch of cool people. So guys, if you really need your next vape machine, or maybe just want to try a locally made juice, make sure you hit up Vape Scorpion. That's 1085 Boston Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19116. Or give a call to 215-464-8273. Oh yeah, and make sure you let them know that Realm of the Mist Entertainment sent you.
He said that she said, how dare you say that? That's offensive. Well, someone's gotta say it. It had to be said with Venus Catch the live show Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out the recordings at any time. Guest shows weekly. Listener, beware. Mature content, sexual content, trigger warning. Do you dare say it?
Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm here to tell you about Realm of the Mist podcast. Realm of the Mist podcast, we talk about all the great entertainment things from movies, music, books, comic books, and many, many other forms of entertainment, as well as politics, current events, and just general humor and having a good time. If you're looking for a podcast that is right up your alley, look no further than Realm of the Mist podcast here on Anchor.fm or where fine podcasts can be heard.
Hi, this is Dave from the Comic Collection at 83 Bustleton Pike in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. Our phone number is 215-357-3332. We are right next to Northeast Philadelphia. We have action figures, gaming, statues, albums, and CDs, graphic novels, other knickknacks, and, of course, comics. Established in 1985, we are your go-to store. Come by and say hello, and say that the guys from Radiocast FM Radio sent you. The address again is 83 Bustleton Pike, Feasterville, Pennsylvania, or call 215-357-3332.
Three-eyed turtle? Is that alright?
What the fuck is a three-eyed turtle?
Who wants a mustache ride?
Are you tired of the same old podcasts with no humor? Well, join us for After Hours, where everything is funny, at least to us, on Anchor.fm and where quality podcasts are heard.
How the fuck did we get on this?
I don't know.
Fucking FCC started this shit. It's their fucking fault.
Hey everyone, this is Dak.
This is Liam.
And this is White People Shit.
We are a bi-weekly podcast.
Whoa. Maybe you're bi-week. I'm straight and strong.
It means twice a week, you douche.
Oh. Yeah, listen to us twice a week. On White People Wednesdays, we talk about gay stuff, zombies, superhero sex positions.
And on Featured Peep Fridays, we interview the Featured Peep of the Week.
Yeah, like a fucking furry.
Just search WPS Podcast and look for the white dude in red pajamas.
We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
We believe in equal opportunity humor, where all things can be made fun of. So if your feelings get hurt and you're offended, you can always
eat a dick.